What? Are you sure? Harald? Dead? Those bastards! They want to take us out one by one. But we won't wait like cattle for the butcher. We know how to fight back. Schmidt, I can only advise you to keep your head down and wait until this storm has passed. Well said. You are a clever little fellow. So we have no more suspects? And the killer is still among us? Threatening the lives of everyone and intimidating all the progressive thinkers in the village? Schmidt, I'm sure you did everything you could, but this investigation seems to have reached a dead end. In any case, we will not wait for the murderer to find his next victim among the liberal forces of the village. Unless by some miracle you find the culprit, we will be forced to act. We must make our preparations for the worst. These damned reactionary bastards will be brought to justice. Do me a favor and keep your head down until this storm is over.
What can I do for you, Mr. Townsman? Oh dear, Valentine, I've already heard. Everyone is terribly upset. No one trusts anyone. How could it have come to this? The whole place is divided into two sides, and everyone blames each other. Valentine, you are one of the few who still seems to be thinking clearly. You have to find this murderer before everyone goes completely crazy. Don't you have any other lead to follow? Well, he and his bowling. That's kind of strange. You can ask his former employer, Schormeyer. He'll certainly be able to tell you something about Hans Gürtel. I have an idea. I'll give you some good schnapps. You have to bring something to loosen Schormeyer's tongue. What can I do for you, Mr. Townsman? Oh, Valentine, you are one of the few who still seems to be thinking clearly. You have to find this murderer before everyone goes completely crazy. Don't you have any other lead to follow? They seem to be wild fellows, but I haven't seen any of them here yet. What should they have to do with Lenz and Schweighöfer? The farms outside have it much worse. Maybe you should talk to Schormeyer. They seem to sneak around his yard every day. I have an idea. I'll give... What can... What? Valentin, you are one of the few who still seems to be thinking clearly. You have to find this murderer before everyone goes completely crazy. Don't you have any other lead to follow? Better watch out, Valentin. If I didn't know you so well by now, I'd hold that against you. But you know my better. Can you really imagine him killing someone? You see. So who else could it be? Very funny, Valentin. You're right. It's good not to lose your sense of humor, even in such a situation. But all joking aside. So who else could it be? You're right. First the death of the woman, then the maid who killed herself. Maybe you should take a closer look? I have an idea. I'll give you some good schnapps. You have to... What can... Oh, Valentin, you are one of the few who still seems to be thinking clearly. You have to find this murderer before everyone goes completely crazy. Don't you have any other lead to follow? Better watch out, Valentin. If I didn't know you so well by now, I'd hold that against you. But you know my better. Can you really imagine him killing someone? You're serious, aren't you? Very well. I don't want to hold up the great official in his oh-so-important investigations. Go ahead and ask Peter, and then come back if you really want to help us. By the way, on the evening that Lenz died, Peter cleaned up the guest room with me, just like every other evening. And now, cut the crap and at least pretend you're trying to make an effort. So who else could it be? She is very peculiar, but she doesn't really talk to anyone. Maybe the Schormeyer farmer can help you. After all, he still lets her live on his land. I have an idea. I'll give you some good schnapps. You have to bring something to loosen Schormeyer's tongue. What can I do for you, Mr. Townsman?
Oh my, Catty, that's a good one. Such good mushrooms too. There's nothing wrong, really nothing. Well then, Valentin, come on, sit with me, open the schnapps. Let's wash it all down. What else can we do? Am I alright, Valentin? Do I look like I'm doing well? You don't believe that yourself. People are dropping like flies everywhere. One can only wonder. No, Valentin, I'm wondering. I tell you honestly, it hasn't been normal for a long time, all this. But now I tell you something, Valentin. Listen, because I think I'm beginning to understand it all. Listen, are you listening? Last night I saw her. By God, I saw her. And that's when I realized what's going on. It's cursed, Valentin. There's a curse on the farm. It's all cursed. That's how it must be. That's the only explanation. I tell you, Valentin. All this misfortune, it's
It's a curse. We are all cursed. And then we didn't give the poor maid a proper burial. She's haunting the place. She'll never forgive us. Never. Oh, you're doomed. You're powerless. There's nothing I can do. What should I say? This serves us quite right. But... Valentin, you can talk to people. You are one of these guys. That's what you do all day, walking around talking to people. Can you talk to the witch in the forest or the priest? I don't know who's in charge there. Maybe you can convince Bayerle to give Zenzi a proper burial after all. Would you talk to him? And also with Resi. Surely she can do something. She knows all about curses. She must put some sort of protection on my farm. A protection against evil. Help me and I will help you. Otherwise I'm lost. All is lost.
But Valentin, what is there to discuss? But could it be because poor Zenzi could not be buried in the consecrated graveyard? Of course, that is tragic, but my hands are tied, dear Valentin. Those who decide to live the life in this way have no place among their Christian brothers and sisters. I would definitely consider it, even if it won't be an easy process. Suicide is a grave sin. You are right, and the Lord is a merciful shepherd. Oh, Valentin, you are right again. Oh, I will think about it. My dear Valentin, what the pastor wants to say and what he can say is unfortunately not always written on the same page. I have a responsibility, after all, for all my parishioners. However, it seems to me that you are being heard in the right places. Provided there are no complaints from the congregation, there is some room for maneuver within which I could move as a clergyman. I will see to it that Zenzi's body is laid to rest in this cemetery today.
Yes, I had a sister, like I used to have parents and a faith in humanity. Little by little I lost them all. I can't even say what last. It doesn't matter either. Zenzi, I miss her every day. Every time I wake up, I have to understand again that she will never come to visit me again. Now I'm all alone in the world. I have what nature gives me until one day I become a part of it myself. That's how it has to be one day, yes. Sensi was such a good person. She only meant well. Of course, Sensi was not completely innocent either, but she was much what people made of her. That's the way it is with all of us. She was someone who cared, and she cared about me. She was very warm, had so much love in her. You could see that right away. And now she's gone, and she's not coming back. Not today, and not tomorrow, and never again. How can that be? Do I know about curses? I just listen when nature speaks, try to understand what the plants are telling me, and feel the energies that surround me. I recommend a talisman. I can make you one. It should help protect. This won't take long. Before you ask, I don't want any money. I don't need much of that. What I need is poppies, and not too few of them. 10 plants should be enough. You found some?
What can I do for you, Mr. Townsman? You found some? Of course, I also keep my part of the bargain. Here is the talisman. It must always be worn on the body, otherwise it will not protect you. And if you want to pass on the talisman, only do so during the full moon. Then it cleanses itself and can absorb the new energy. Otherwise it's useless, absolutely useless. Then you can take it right away and throw it into the river. Do you understand, Valentine? Then it was all for nothing. Well, good luck to you.
Sensi, did you talk to the priest? What did he say? And is Griesbacher playing along? Valentine, that's something. That's amazing. I can't believe it. Sensi, yes, that's only right and proper. Then she can finally find some peace. Maybe I can sleep again tonight. I really owe you. Thank you. What's that? A necklace with a stone? Uh-huh. As long as it helps. Thanks, Mr. Schmidt. I appreciate it. I really do. It's all a mess. I can't even tell you. With the children. If only my wife were still alive, then none of this would have happened. And everyone always shoots off their mouth. You've probably been told the wildest stories. It doesn't matter. I tell you one thing. Don't believe everything people tell you. Most of them just like to hear themselves talk. Yes, thank God. Oh, poor girl. If she only had never come to our farm, I'm sure she'd still be alive. There's only death waiting for everyone here. How could this have happened? I don't want to keep you any longer. I have to go to bed too. It's been a long day. Thank you very much for your efforts. Take care of yourself. Strange things are happening out there. heaven's sake! What's that? What's going on? No, I don't believe it. That simply doesn't exist. Do you see that too? What do you have in your hand? Do not bear false witness. What is all this? Was that you, Schmidt? You think that's funny? What do you know? This is all because of the maid. I should never have done all this. This is my fault. She will never forgive me. I will never forgive myself.
Will sort that out, here and now. We will not let you reactionary assholes continue to kill us!
Corbinian, are you completely crazy? This is completely beyond any reason. Schmidt, it's time someone took action here. Action without mercy. No, I was always too lenient. But that's over. An example must be made. These scoundrels must be brought to justice. Do you think I don't have a clue? Do you think I don't understand the situation in my own village? Of course I know exactly what is going on. Yes, exactly. My suggestion is that you take over, Schmidt. You take care of these scoundrels. We have to do that first. I suggest that we first take these criminals into custody, so that the whole spooky business can come to an end. We have enough young men who would be happy to take on this task. Of course. So it can't possibly stay like that. Something has to be done. We have to take action. Then I propose a duel. The rules are certainly known to all the gentlemen here. A quick and uncomplicated solution to our problem. Then perhaps we will also get some sleep tonight. Obviously, this is not what you had in mind, Mr. Schmidt. Excuse me. What would be your suggestion? You'll think of something? We need solutions now, Schmidt! Yeah, you have a point there. Maybe you could tell us what you believe, yes. I think that's not a bad idea. And then we'll decide what to do.
Are you all blind? Don't you see what's going on here? They are conspiring against us. Bayerle, Kirchbauer, church and government. And now you're joining them too, Valentin. Even if we are few, I know that in the end, history will prove us right. I won't wait for them to get me too. Cowardly beaten to death at night or hanged somewhere. I'd rather die here and now. They have already slain 2 good and righteous men because they just can't stand it when someone disagrees with them, because they can't stand that we want to make the world a better place, because they would have to give up some of their privileges for this better, fairer world. Out of convenience and greed, they strike with all their might. So simple-minded fools, but even if they kill us all, they cannot stop the change of time. So, Schmidt, make up your mind. Where do you want to stand? With those who exploit the hard-working people for their own profit? Who think they are entitled to everything? Who go over dead bodies to hold on to old structures? Or do you believe, as I do, that a better future awaits us? That no one has to live in filth and poverty? That we can make this world a more beautiful place? Then open your mouth and take a stand against this injustice. Schmidt, always good for a surprise. I am quite pleased to hear that you have reason, foresight and integrity. I would not have thought so, I admit. So, now is the time for action. If we do nothing, nothing will happen. Except that they will take us out of the way one by one. True, that's what he says. But in this situation, he might also see it differently. Come out with it. What did you find out? Which of these assholes is the murderer? Yes? And what kind of alibi is that?
That's none of anyone's business!
How do you know? I don't believe a single word! You actually managed to do that quite well. be that none of the people present did it, but it is their ideology that drives the murderer to his deeds. It is their reactionary ideas that lead him to his actions. They have already killed 2 brave and honorable men. I am very surprised that you have studied La Salle so well. And yet, I don't have a choice anymore. What else can I do but act? Before I know it, I'll be lying in a puddle too. Just like so many of us did back in 1848. Perhaps there's a rational man in you after all. Human commonality, solidarity can be denied, but it cannot be abolished. La Salle also said that. For now, I will trust you and believe that we will get out of here together and alive. Please do not disappoint me. Gentlemen, how can that be? Nobody understands what you are saying, Schmidt.
Bible verses? A monstrous blasphemy. Only someone who is not a Christian can do such a thing.
My goodness! I must now urgently attend to the village community. Mr. Bayerle, today at noon we will gather everyone in the church. Schmidt, please find the murderer at last.
Mr. Valentin, you have to listen to me. Something is wrong. Ursula just ran out the farm very distressed. If you hurry, you might still be able to follow her trail. I have rarely seen her like that.
How?
I'm telling you, they are not completely stupid. They'll notice that something's wrong. If that comes out...
Father, stop worrying. How's this supposed to come out? Lenz is dead after all.
What about the other one? Mr. Wise Guy from the city. The one who keeps asking questions. He saw everything in the barn. The stupid doll and all that. He won't give up now.
He doesn't know anything and he can't do anything. We'll take care of our own business, like we've always done.
And what about Risi?
About Resi? What about her? She's hanging around in the woods, stroking flowers or whatever it is she's doing.
No. Do you think she's talking to him?
And what could she say? Firstly, she doesn't have a clue, and secondly, she doesn't talk to anyone anyway. She doesn't even go into town. And who listens to her? No one takes her seriously anyway.
Ursel, I'm telling you, with something like this, people suddenly listen very carefully, no matter who's talking.
Well, Father, if it makes you sleep better at night, I'll go talk to Resi.
When? What do you want to say to her?
You let me worry about that, Father. If I say I will take care of it, I will. I'll go by her place on my way home.
I don't know. The whole place is acting strange. I'm telling you, Ursel. They know something.
They know nothing. You really have to calm down now, Father. You'll see later in church. They're busy enough with themselves.
Are you crazy? We are supposed to go to church? And then?
Of course we go to church. People talk a lot more if we stay away. You'll see. Nobody knows anything. Trust me.
I don't know. Maybe we should.
We should what, Father? You better keep your mouth shut, and I've had enough of your self-pity. I'll see you in church.
What are you doing here again? It's hard to believe what the government has money for all of a sudden. I won't explain anything to you, you buffoon. At least you seem to want to solve my son's death. But if I catch you sneaking around here again, may God help you. Fair? What is supposed to be fair? Or just? I'm not even sure I believe in justice. Don't make yourself unhappy, boy. Just go back to the city and let bygones be bygones. Who do you think you are? He's talking about things he knows nothing about. Even in death, she turns men's heads. What does Hans Giergel have to do with this? I need a schnapps now. Yes, it's always the women causing me trouble. You shouldn't be surprised. If I may give you some advice, stay away from women, then you might do better than my poor boy. What the hell are you talking about? You think you're so clever. You are right. I won't forget that. I can't help you. How could I say anything against my own family? The little I have left of it. The boy. The poor boy. He should have it better one day. I will have to live with all of that now. Sometimes you don't have to die to end up in hell. The Lord judges among the living too. Whether I want to or not, I can't help you anymore. I have to save what still can be saved. But find the boy on my daughter's farm and watch out for him. Find the boy and leave me in peace. You better hurry. There's not much time left. No one is allowed to see you, Eight-Fistner farm.
I am so excited. If that works out, then I will be the greatest explorer Wolpertshofen has ever seen. But good, don't wait too long, or somebody will snatch it all away. Or that asshole Hubi will get his hands on me. No, we better not think like that. Let's go. I'm looking for a treasure. Yes, actually I was going to keep this to myself, but I will make an exception for you now. On the day we first met, after the action with the guards, I stayed in the forest for a while. Suddenly, I saw in the night mist that somebody was standing there burying something. Right here somewhere. That was definitely Pascolini. He buried his robber's treasure there. And that's exactly what I'm going to get now. There were 2 other robbers in the forest a short time before, but I didn't see them later. I guess they didn't see me. Otherwise, I'm sure they would have caught me by now. And do you know what's the strangest thing about all that? The 2 robbers gave each other a kiss on the mouth. And I want to dig up the treasure now. That's why I'm now grabbing my... Oh. Do you have a shovel at hand? Oh, that's good. The treasure is somewhere in this little patch of forest, between the log in the water, the mill, and the craft spot by the tree stump. Let me see. That must have been a bit of a letdown. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. That's it. That is the treasure. But... Huh? Oh, what a pity. I hoped that the treasure would make me rich. What a pleasure that would have been. That's Rob. Take a look. I didn't know he could climb so well. Rob, get down here. You're not getting my treasure. It was only a jacket anyway. Why? Rob only climbs. Oh God. Is he like... He's dead. Who does something like that? I wanna stay here. But fine, I'll go now if you don't want me.
And so the Lord took his son and our brother Harald Schweighöfer to himself in paradise. My brothers and sisters, this is a difficult time for all of us. Death is moving through this place, but with the Lord's assistance and the power of the community, we will drive the guilty into darkness, where the sin of death will drive him into eternal fire. Let us unite our hearts in mourning for the departed, and let us protect one another from evil, as the shepherd protects the sheep from the tearing of the wolf.
Whoever sheds the blood of man, his blood shall also be shed by man, for God made man in his image.
But Hans Girgel, what happened? Why are you standing in the doorway like that? Why don't you come in?
If in spite of these things you do not accept my correction, but continue to be hostile toward me, I myself will be hostile toward you, and will afflict you for your sins 7 times over. I will bring the sword on you to avenge the breaking of the covenant.
Hans Girgel, what has got into you? How dare you speak like that in the room of the Lord, in the middle of my sermon, and that even during a funeral service?
When you withdraw into your cities, I will send a plague among you, and you will be given into enemy hands.
I think he lost the last bit of his mind now.
Shut your lying mouth already! Just shut up for once! Are you looking for the blame? Then take a look around. It is everywhere here. It is in your own ranks, in the midst of you, in you. Liar, traitor, and murderer. Schormeyer, you filthy pig, you killed her! And then you covered it all up. Because your possessions and your ridiculous reputation are more important to you than life itself.
That's enough. That dirty murderer. Who does he think he's talking to? Alois, shut that servant up.
Like a stupid street dog, you run as soon as your wife calls. I thought you knew the pain of loss. And now you're standing here having lost everything like me, and you're helping this lying murderess! You want to know what's going on? Then I'll tell you what's going on here. I'll tell you all exactly what's going on here. Don't you all act so hypocritical, as if anyone here really believed that Sensi had taken her own life. Why should she have done that? Those miserable Shawmeyers did it! And you, all of you, looked the other way. Everyone here closed their eyes and hearts and let it all happen! As if you hadn't realized that old Shawmeyer had an affair with Sensi, with his maid. But you look the other way when it's the big farmer. And then she was pregnant, and the Shawmeyer children got scared. They feared for their inheritance. They didn't want to share it with the brat of a maid. In the end, the two of them would have taken over the whole farm, and Lenz and Urse would have been left empty-handed. That is greed, envy, gluttony, deadly sins. I don't know which of you will burn the longest in purgatory. Lenz, who stabbed her in the back? Ursula, the conniving whore who incited Lenz to do it? Or old Shawmeyer, and all of you who helped to cover it all up and have been silent ever since? Just look around you, Valentin. Take a good look at them. Look at their guilty, lying faces. You're my witness. Everyone knew something was wrong. Nobody opened their mouths.
That's unbelievable. I can't take this. What kind of nonsense is he talking? Alois, shoot the liar.
What do you want me to do?
Alois, you fool. Be a real man for once and pull the trigger.
I can't do it! I can't shoot him!
I shouldn't be surprised. What can you do at all?
Shut up now, you bloody twat!
But Hans Kirgel, why did you slay Schweighöfer?
Rupp and Schweighöfer all have blood on their hands. They were there in the barn. They saw how clumsy the Shawmeyers hung Sensi from the beam. They saw the wound on her head and the blood everywhere. And then they looked away. They called it suicide. It was as simple as that. And that damn priest, he refused her a decent burial. Suicide is a sin, he said. Here and now is a good place and a good time to talk about sins.
Schmidt, sort this out!
Oh, Schmidt. I don't know what else to tell you. I got it the last time we talked. It's time to stop lying and ask for forgiveness. What he says is right. With the death of my wife, disaster also came to our farm. I could have behaved better. No, I should have behaved better. But it was too much for me and I no longer knew my way around. The schnapps also played its part. Sensi made advances and at some point I couldn't say no anymore. Had I known how it would all turn out, I would never have done it. None of it. But by the time I understood what was going on, it was already too late. They probably thought I'd give the whole farm to Sensi and the little one. That's not what I had in mind. I know all about how my daughter can be. I've often seen how Ursula inside the people, especially Lenz. But I never thought that the two of them, that Lenz would kill Sensi. And then she was lying there, I saw straight away that she was no longer breathing. But I needed the boy. The whole farm was for him. Who should have taken over instead? You can't just give up the whole family, the whole tradition, the whole history, everything because of one mistake. We had to do something. I was able to come to an agreement with Rupp and Schweighöfer. I didn't want all that. And now we are standing there and everything is going down the drain. Everything.
How everyone in this miserable town is in cahoots. The main thing is not to disturb the peace of the village, but behind closed door, tyranny reigns.
Evidence! This criminal should first bring proof to his wild accusations.
Pregnant? No way. I already thought that there was something wrong anyway. Let's get on Skirgel and hanging up the next tree, that cowardly, filthy pig. Everything speaks against him here.
Yes! We are going to hang the bastard!
All the guilty will receive their just punishment here and now. Be at ease. You godless serpent started the disaster. You manipulate everyone with your disgusting ways. But this will now be put to an end. Why shouldn't I? I loved Sensi. But the snake and her brother took everything from me. As a murderer, they'll hang me anyway. I have nothing to lose. In a moment, you will receive your just punishment.
I wouldn't know what to say to that.
And Skirgel, he is right. God also stands by sinners. You will go through purgatory, but it will purify you.
Hans Skirgel, I know that you are a faithful fighter in the political cause. Your sense of justice drives you and has guided your actions. But this is no justice. From here on, the courts must take over.
You mean I should prove everything in a court of law? Bring the truth to the light.
And Skirgel, if you do this, your fate is sealed. God and this church will condemn you and cast you into the lowest hells.
We'll hang you up. Hang you from the next tree.
Enter in by the narrow gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leads to destruction, and many are those who enter in by it. Vengeance is mine. I will repay.
If you want vengeance for the dead, then judge yourself. You are the evil that haunts this place.
For their doom is coming quickly. I don't want to die. I just want justice. Please, Valentin, help me. Justice in court. I could tell the whole world what happened here. Valentin, I will trust in thee. Let my walk be firm in thy word, and let no injustice have dominion over me.
Injustice will never rule anyone here again.
Boy, where did you get that gun? Put it away!
Shut your mouth! I wasn't worth a look to you, and now you look. That mean snake treated me like that. She beat me at every opportunity, and you just looked away. Everyone looked away. This woman is the darkness.
Boy, you're going to put that gun down right now!
Put that thing down, you idiot!
That's my husband's gun.
What? Of course I remember. What did you say? But Ursula has...
Who does the boy think he is?
Whistle, you are not to touch that boy again. Do you understand me?
Let me go! Let go of me, right now!
Schmidt, your report is somewhat, how shall I say, unexpectedly extensive. Obviously, things went differently than you were asked to do. The task was clearly formulated, but well, I assume that you have, of course, taken all decisions and made all demands to the best of your conscience, as befits your social rank. Let's have a look. Dead? In the house of the Lord? Oh dear, these village people too. They carry their shotguns and pistols everywhere. If I may, I would like to add another sentence here, so that eventually, in the course of a trivial dispute, a tragic event occurred in the course of which a shot was accidentally fired and may have resulted in fatal injuries. That sounds pretty good to me, and we have no accountability. Let's keep things simple. Do you understand? Let's keep things in the village. So, if we have that now, let's look further. It says something about political conflicts. Schmidt, I hope you've maintained your loyalty to the line. Oh, What am I asking? You've never disappointed so far, and you never will. If you weren't sitting so far away, I would pat you on the back now, Mr. Schmidt. It is always good to see young people achieve such outstanding results through my teaching. I will make a note in the report. So that colleague Schmidt, trained under the guidance of Supervisor Haller, was able to control the situation professionally and in his usual outstanding manner. I'll stop by Huber later. Maybe there's a promotion in it for me. So now that we have that, let's move on to the individual fates of these rural dolts. For your efforts in the fight for the life of the unborn child of this made-up Polonia, we will be able to elicit very good coverage for our house. I can already read it clearly in my mind's eye. Physics reporter Valentin Schmidt, supported by his experienced superior Holler, saves an entire family from certain death. Schmidt, you could become a hero. It would do our house good. Very well done. What is left now is this murderer. By God, what kind of heartless times are we living in here? The bastard will rot in his cell. We leave him in Wolpertshofen. What the farmer doesn't know, he doesn't eat. And now every farmer knows the farmhand. Do you understand, Schmidt? It will all sort itself out. So, if I see everything correctly here, Schmidt, then I come to the conclusion that everything went well for us so far. No further comments on the report, and off to the fight with it. You're taking a few days off now, Schmidt. Allow yourself some time off. I recently heard that your uncle has a beautiful farm in the Bavarian Alps. Must be nice there. Closing time.